What else is
How
possible?
how does it? I wonder. Huh?
We've got let me turn off my echo here real quick. Okay, cool.
The
So
curious
good to see you
queer.
all
Hello,
today.
the
Ooh, I
curious
love the
queer.
yes. Hello,
I
Glenn.
love that. Hi
Bear with
guys,
us
how
for
is
the
everyone?
99%. It's
Oh
my
my
kind of thing.
gosh.
We have a great
Benjamin,
crew
how are
today.
you? I missed you.
Truth be told, I have missed you a lot too. I've been doing really, really well. Everything is popping in my life, and um, I've been fighting sickness, even though I've been
Yeah,
taking great care of myself. There's just
yeah.
it's been like the my body's been tired, and I've been making great decisions to rest. But on top of that, it's felt like I'll be honest. I've felt like I have this always something wrong with me, and I know that's not true, but that's been my point of view because just as one thing healed and then I got sick and then I got over the sickness and then I woke up with this toothache.
Sure.
There's my I've had pain shooting into my jaw and my tooth, and it's been getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So today, these are things I kept saying like, God, what's wrong with me?
Right. Of
Right?
course.
Why is there always something wrong? Why can't I just go enjoy this trip or just go show up for it's my mom's 80th birthday today. And I want to be present for her, not thinking about my face. So it has me thinking about like self-care and the holidays and all the different things that show up when we go to see family. Because one of the
Yeah.
reasons I wasn't well is because my wife also wasn't sleeping. And I think she could feel the stress of the holidays. Like, she usually doesn't sleep very well right before we go see my family and hers. Um, and I know 4 or 5 people who had COVID this past weekend, a lot of people getting sick and tired. And I'm just, for all those people who are sick and tired of being sick and tired, I want to talk about self care and how to take care of ourselves and boundaries and family and what that can mean and how to go in the holidays with joy and ease and glory.
Of course. You know what I'm as you're talking, I'm aware of something that I want to ask you too. Do you think that we because I'll tell you something. Actually, right now I'm teaching this intuitive anatomy course here, right? Theta healing intuitive anatomy course, and one of the topics that we discuss is about viruses, right? Viruses, microbes, all of those things that kind of come along. They come along and they come along because really the consciousness of them is that they want to help us. Okay. Because we have some kind of subconscious belief that says, hey, you know what? I'm not taking care of myself. Therefore, a virus comes along and says, oh, I'm going to make you take care of yourself. Right. But once we find out and learn what that thing is, as to why that virus came to teach us something, or that pain that you're describing in your tooth, why it came to teach us something, then we can actually shift it, let it go, and then it will actually go away. But the question that I want to ask is also, sometimes these things happen. Sometimes we get sick because we're avoiding something, right? And so, especially around the holidays, how much are we avoiding actually being with family? How much are we actually avoiding confrontation sometimes, or the anticipated confrontation? How much are we avoiding? I mean, I hate to say it, but you know, will this be the last time I see this person? Or is this what's coming up? You know, there's so many different things that come up for us around this time of the year, especially during the holidays, that we often manifest sickness or pain in order to avoid them, right? And so what
Yeah,
can we
yeah.
choose? I'm asking, like, what can we choose that would be a greater contribution to us so that we could actually do so without getting sick and taking that energy into our bodies, you know? Dealing with it and saying, "Hey, you know what? This is something that I am starting to freak out about going home for Christmas, or being home for Christmas, or looking at this," and actually becoming really present with it and saying, "You know, that person always brings up these fears in me, or this person always brings up the energy of, say, rejection or revenge or whatever, and just acknowledge it, right? And say, okay, you know what can I do with this? What can I do with this energy? Can I change it? And if so, how? And be present with consciousness to allow you to create a different reality from it, so that you don't hold it in your body and make yourself sick, you know, or make yourself wrong. Right, exactly. Right.
And so I love the point of view that you're sharing it, Daniel, that we can, that we don't have to take
Exactly.
this on. That if we actually feel our feelings, chances are they move through the only way often. And if we allow them to come out, I talk
Yeah, immediately. Right, right. And it's yeah, exactly. I think there's an interesting word you used that was really heavy for me. What was it? Deal with, right? Because if we're dealing with somebody, is it really an opportunity? Is it proactive or reactive? Right? Exactly. Yeah. So what if we just simply change the point of view about it? If we change the point of view about it, that it wasn't necessarily something that had to be that we had to deal with, but an opportunity that we had to choose greater, what would that look like? And what if all of the projections and expectations that we have about these situations, about these people, just changed if we changed our consciousness? If we changed our consciousness and said, hey, you know what? I want to create something greater here that
yes,
includes me, that actually includes you, that doesn't disclude you or exclude you, that says, hey, you know what? I've changed. Would you like to change? Energetically, I'm talking. I'm not saying that we have to say these things, but energetically, you can be this space of change. And somebody goes, oh my God, you've changed so much. And you can be like, yeah, you have too. And to be able to create that
mm,
space where we can see the possibilities in someone, or the best in someone, or
yeah,
that things happen differently.
yeah. I love that you're creating that. Yes, because if we so in landmark education, there's this filter of the always listening filter. We're always listening to people through,
Right.
and that filter could be our family. Like, let's say in this instance, the filters, I have to deal with my family.
Right.
Every time I go home, I've got to deal with them.
Yes.
And I was just challenging my wife on this the other day, who interrupted me because she thought she knew what I was going to say. And I said, I understand why you think you know what I was going to say, but that's not actually what I was going to say. And what if you started to listen to me with curiosity? Like, you don't know what I'm going to
Yes.
say. I said, I promise
Yes.
I'll take this on with you. I'll take it on with you.
Yeah.
What if you
Yes.
responded to your family and you allowed and you started listening?
Correct. That's right. Yes.
Family member or loved one and you have something important to say,
Mhm.
and you're kind of tiptoeing around it, and they start to get weird and defensive, and then you get defensive,
Yeah.
and
Right.
already settled. Like, I can't wait to share this with you, and I just wanted to share, like, not get permission,
Right.
from these people, but share the joy, right? And that already is there's less to protect. There's less for them to react to
I
because
agree.
you're just a space of openness and
Right.
listening.
And you bring up.
And if you come to
Mhm.
them and you want them to surprise you and they don't and it's the same old, like, you get to be the
That's
change
right. And
because we
you
can't change other people. We can.
exactly, exactly. And
And
also
just by our little shifts, we can our entire family and communities and tribes can show up differently.
huge. And let's also address the fact that you said something so great, or well, you illustrated something so powerful there too. You know, guys, how often are we aware that the energy that we're picking up is not even really ours? You know?
Mm.
And if you're
Mm-hmm.
going to have a conversation or say something or do something with somebody, and what you're perceiving is their resistance or their frustration or their inability to change, maybe that's also, maybe that's not yours. Maybe that is theirs, right?
Mm.
But you can change it. You can change it by simply saying, hey, this isn't mine. I have a vibration that is my own. I have a vibration that is really, really in line with what I'm looking for. So let me do it. You know?
Yes. And are you giving yourself joy? Like, I also had
Yes.
picked up on this because I've just come home for the holidays, right? My mom's birthday is going to be our Christmas here this week. And
Right.
I'm thinking of, are we, when we go to anticipate these things, does it mean that we can't have fun, right? When we go to, like, we have to sacrifice. That's the word that's coming up is sacrifice.
Oh, I hate that
I
word.
want, exactly. Can we destroy and uncreate
Yeah,
anything and
please.
everything that has us feel like we have to sacrifice ourselves in order to go be with people we love?
Horrible, horrible word.
I've already dealt with myself. I've already had me time and product fun before I go see my family. So it's not like
Uh huh.
everything needs to
Exactly.
happen with them. Um,
Right. Right. It's true.
and then I try to bring something fun. So part of the responsibility I'm picking up on is like to have fun, that we've got to
Yeah,
also have
I
fun and
agree.
be the
I
fun.
agree.
That even if our entire family or friends or partner is in a
Absolutely. Absolutely. And right. Yeah. I mean, think of the times in our lives when that actually happened. Like for some reason, I'm being brought to like grade school, right? Remember when we would start like the first day of school, we'd have all of that anxious energy about what we were going to expect from our new teacher, from our new classmates, from our new studies, like all this kind of stuff. So we'd go and we would go and we would go to school and we'd have that nervous anxiousness at first, and then you know, at some point, maybe it turned around for you. At some point, maybe it turned around when you started to release yourself, to relax into, oh, this is familiar. This is fun. This is interesting. This is whatever. So, I wonder if all of those new opportunities are kind of like starting back to school with some of the same faces that you only really see once a year sometimes, right? You really only see those
mm,
faces once a year. You see them and you it's like after summer break you wonder how much they've changed or how much they've grown or whatever, and you see them and some of them may have stayed the same and some of them may have changed, but you ease into it, so what if you could just get over that uncomfortability aspect to jump into the ease of it, the fun of it, and just bring the fun of it, bring back bring in immediately who you are, who you be, the fun that you've learned about, and share that with everybody, because I think at the end of the day we're good people. All of us are good people. We're rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. right? So if you come in and you're like, oh my God, my year was filled with this, and this, and I accomplished this, and I did this, and I did that, and whatever. And how about you? What did you do? Instead of, oh my God, do we have to have that conversation again? I wonder if that person is going to talk about politics. I wonder if that person is going to, mourn the dead cat, whatever, right? If we bring in the energy, then we've already invited a different possibility to change that energy. Yeah?
Mm, yes, I love that. I 100%.
Yeah.
So, Daniel, are there any tools that you use going into the holidays that you want to share with us today?
Yeah.
Like anything just popping off the top of your head?
What if you had no conclusions, no expectations, no judgments, and no point of view about this holiday season at all? Nothing. That you just were so present with whatever was in front of you, the people that are in front of you. And when you have that feeling that you are done, just be done. Just be like,
Mm,
guys, so great to see you. I'm gonna go back to my hotel, or I'm going to go lay down. Even if you're staying in their house, if it's your parents' house or something, I'm gonna go lay down for a second, or I'm gonna go, or maybe you run into a cousin that you haven't seen in a long time that you want to connect to. You know what? I'm gonna go and connect with Tyler, or I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do that. Be so present with yourself that you're choosing to follow the energy of what is light for you, right?
mm,
I think if we
yes.
did that, we would change. I think we would have a completely different experience this holiday season.
I love that. Thank you for sharing
What about you?
that tool.
Of course. Thank you.
Um, yeah, the main tools I was sharing, I'll just say them again, is the self care, the putting the oxygen mask on myself first. So,
Yeah.
taking some downtime for myself. Then having fun, looking for something to bring me joy, and also doing one thing. I like to still, like, even when I'm on vacation, sometimes taking one action a day, like reaching out to, following up with one client or sending that email, just one thing really brings me a sense of accomplishment.
Yeah.
So I will sometimes just take on that one thing, and then I kind of just psych myself up and start to have fun, think about the fun and joy that I could bring and be with my
Yeah.
family.
I
And
love
then
that. I love that.
yeah, and then the last thing is related to what you said, is about kind of creating my boundaries. So especially if I'm with my partner and we're going in to see one of our families, like, hey, by this it's an hour in, we're gonna check in with each other. If either of us wants to go, we're gonna go. Like, no matter
Okay.
if the other person wants to stay or not, or we'll say, hey, stick around for another half hour or something. So timing and checking in
Yes.
with timing and with each other, I think, is really important. Like, with when one of us is ready to go, the other one is a
Right.
yes. So even last night when I was really tired and my sister wanted to talk more about my mom's birthday plans, I just said, "We'll talk tomorrow," and I just got in the car,
Yeah.
and Cassie and I were still talking through it, and I just said, "I'll be in the car," and that was like the best thing I could literally do, because I'm gonna be able to show up way better for my sister and go have fun and get all the things for the birthday today.
Of course.
um, and just because someone's ready to meet you there doesn't mean you have to be ready. So you get to also say, like, yeah, I would love to talk to you and we can have this conversation tomorrow or in an hour. That you can actually, like, I feel like boundaries get heavy and people are like, oh, if I do this then it's gonna upset someone, because I can feel
Right.
this heaviness right now. So I want to encourage people that boundaries are beautiful and they can bring you joy, and actually create so much workability, especially in with internal family systems and
Right.
families where there's where maybe you kind of bump up against each other. Those things I think are really important. Just knowing, like, when's enough, like you said, knowing when you're
Yeah.
done.
I think we also have a point of view that our boundaries hurt other people, but what if they actually
Mm,
empowered other people?
yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
What if
thank
it
you.
was
I think that's
exactly,
very
yeah. What if it was exactly in this situation that you gave? What if it was exactly what was required of your sister was to also take a break and walk away from it? But maybe that's something that she couldn't see. But your
yeah.
boundaries empowered her to be able to see, hey, you know what? Everything's going to be fine. you know? So
Yeah.
acknowledge
Thank you for
that,
saying that.
yeah, acknowledge that
And
about
boundaries have
ourselves.
also, other people setting boundaries for me, even when I didn't like it, was always a gift because I realized
Hmm.
I was being given something. I was being given
Right.
something, whether time to myself to reflect on how I'm feeling or
Yep.
um, really anything, all kinds of new opportunities. So I always feel like we're always being given a gift. No matter what we're going through, there's always a gift there. And so if we can
Yeah,
look
it's
for that,
awesome.
I think that's so important.
I agree.
The last thing I want to say is ooh, if anyone would like support or like to have some fun or gain some new tools around self care, and especially around the holidays, I have a course now called Treat Yourself that I've mentioned in the past that we did live. And it's now self guided. It's only $100. It's a 7 module course. You can do it in 3 hours, 7 minutes, 7 days, 7 years, however long you want to do it. But there's really some great tools, a little step by step guide, inspire video each day. And if there's anyone out there who would love to have the gift of self care and some extra tools in your life, I would love to take you on that journey with me. And you can sign up on my website, bencurtis.co/classes. And I'm going to leave the
That's
$99
awesome.
price up there till the new year because I really, really want people to have access to self
Mhm.
care with ease and joy. And Daniel, I know
Yeah,
you've
and
got a
also,
big,
what a great Christmas present. Hello.
that's right. And a present,
And a great
there's more
Hanukkah
than
present.
it's great for at least 7 of the days you got covered, even if Hanukkah's over.
Exactly. I love
You could
it.
give a post toy gift. That's
Of
great. Well,
course.
Daniel, I know you've got a big appointment today at this time, so we'll let you go. Thank you for sharing your wisdom and knowledge with us. And for everyone here listening, thank you for being part of this conversation. You are a gift, and it's
Yeah.
really you that we do this for and with. And don't forget to go practice, go have fun, and share the things that have worked for you. Share them on our Wake Up Wednesdays page. Send us messages. And thank you for being here. Don't forget to
Yes.
subscribe to our podcast.
And tell everybody about it. We are joining the movement of spreading the medicine, right, Ben?
That's right. Ready or not, here it comes.
Here it comes. Thank you guys.
Well,
Have a
thank you all
beautiful
for
day. Thank
joining
you,
us.
Ben. I love you.
Thank you guys. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. We'll see